Okay, fine. So all of you can see the screen. Is it visible? PDF which I have shared with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So today is the last day for a revision of all the polity topics. So I have taken some miscellaneous topics for today. So what you can say, finish it off. That is Panchayati Raj institutions, Panchayati Raj systems. Yes, Panchayati Raj system is again one of the very important topic in prelims exam. Every year there have been questions related to the Panchayati Raj systems in India. So in this Panchayati Raj systems in India, you have to study the 73rd constitutional amendment, and we have to read this topic from Indian Constitution at Work. So there is one separate chapter in the Indian Constitution at Work NCERT on the Panchayati Raj institutions and local government. So what are the provisions in the Constitution of India related to the Panchayati Raj system? That is Article 40, then 73rd Constitutional Amendment, the provisions of the 73rd Constitutional Amendment, various committees which have been established to decide about what type of structure should be there about the Panchayati Raj systems in India. Then recently there is one important, what you can say, the acts related to the Panchayati Raj systems in India has been passed, that is called as PESA Act. And the PESA Act was actually an extension of the Panchayati, what you can say, the Panchayati, what you can say, the Panchayati Raj institutions in the tribal areas, in the, what you can say, in the tribal councils as well. So you have to read the PESA Act also. So there is at least one or two questions which have been asked related to the Panchayati Raj system in India, a previous exam. Then six list of important articles in the Constitution of India that you have to read it out, important article numbers and what these articles are related to. Then emergency provisions, national emergency, state emergency, and financial emergency. And what are the national emergency, what is the state emergency, what are the, what you can say, the financial emergency, and what are the consequences of imposition of the emergency. Because we have seen that there are some questions like what happens when the state emergency is imposed in the state government or state, what you can say, the assembly. When the national emergency is declared, what happens then? What is the consequence of the declaration of the financial emergency? That can be asked in the exam. Then Indian Constitution, important amendments at glance. Yes, some of the important amendments. You have asked me a question previously, right? Manish has asked me this question: which amendment we need to read, right? So I have added this point which you have asked me to, what you can say, check it out. So important amendments have been given here. So you can read the important amendments and what is the significance of those important amendments in the Indian polity. Then important schedules of the Constitution of India, that is also been given here. So important schedules, what that schedule is related to, that is also given here. And schedules in tribal areas in India, that is also given. So I have taken this point because on these topics, the questions have been asked in a miscellaneous, what you can say, the topics. So you finish these topics today. And if there are any, what you can say, the earlier topics have been left, you have to finish those topics also and do a revision of all the topics once again. So I hope you have got a confidence now that you will be able to, what we can say, solve around like if suppose if there are 15 questions in the politics section, then you will be able to solve around like 10 to 12 questions, which are sufficient to qualify this exam, right? So normally remember that no one can solve all the questions from the any topic, not only polity, any subject of the UPSC, you cannot solve all the questions, but a fair, what you can say, a good, what you can say, the candidate who has prepared well for the UPSC exam, he normally gets around 10 to 12 questions correct out of the 15 questions. So if you feel that you have prepared to solve around 10 to 12 questions of the 15th question, then your preparation is over. Fine. So let's go to some questions of the previous year exam so that we can, I hope all of you have gone through. Do you want me to discuss previous year questions again? Because I was already, I'm asking you to go through the question paper every day, but still we will discuss few more questions from the previous years to just again get an idea that how the questions are being asked in the UPSC prelims exam.
Sir, 2019 paper discuss, sir.
2019. So I guess in Jagron Josh, they have not given the 2019 question paper. If anyone is having, can you please share it with me? You can share it on my WhatsApp or you can share it on the screen also. I have allowed all of you to share the screen. If you have, you can, we can say, share it with me. Because I don't know why they have not. Because I'm one more thing which I have observed that in 2019, the question trend has changed actually. That they have asked more factual questions.
Yes,
the questions were related to, what you can say, the acts which have been passed into the parliament. So they were not on the basic, what you can say, topics. So that was the trend. One second. Yasmin, आपके पास है क्वेश्चन पेपर 2019 का? Okay. Yeah, I have allowed you to share the screen. If you want to share the screen, you can share it with me.
No, sir. Sir, I have sent you the link on your WhatsApp. If it,
2019 question paper.
yeah, most probably.
One second. Two 2019 questions were a bit factual, but still you can find out the answer if you use what you can say the rule of thumbs which I've given to you while solving the UPC question, that where normally UPC makes the what you can say the likely mistakes, or where they try to what you can say catch you in trap. So that if you understand, then you can able to what you can say find out the answer even if the questions are factual. I'm not able to log in my WhatsApp, but let me check it out if it is available on the website. 2019 prelims, right? It's only related to polity, or it's the whole question paper, Bagisha, which you have said to me? There are only polity questions, or there are only... Okay, I'll go to the Mrinal's website where the questions have been given. Okay, can you all see the screen? Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mrinal is
Yes,
again, Mrinal is again one of the best what you can say the source to what you can say study for UPSC. But again, he has also what you can say added so many things in website which has created a lot of mess. It becomes very difficult to choose what to read and what not to read here. But anyways, yes, 2018, 2019 questions, 13 questions.
Sir, I think they have only 2018 question paper, not 19.
I guess he has given some questions. 2019 के भी कुछ questions हैं नीचे. Yes, these are the questions of 2019. Yes, UPSC IAS prelims 2019 answer key. Can you see it, Gitanjali? Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so question number 18. Which article of the Constitution of India safeguard one's right to marry the person of one's choice? See, as I told you that there are certain important fundamental rights like Article 21, Article 19, which you need to remember and you need to know. This question was asked in previous exam because there was a landmark judgment had been given by Supreme Court in one of the what you can say the most what you can say the discussed case in Kerala, and it was most what you can say the politicized case in Kerala, where one woman called Hadia, she has married with one person. So where the case has been filed in the Kerala High Court, and Kerala High Court has what you can say what you can say it has annulled the marriage of Hadia, where again she went to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court had said that it is not the parent's choice, but it is a choice of the person who is marrying. It is its what you can say the constitutional right under Article 21. That is what you can say the judgment given by the Supreme Court in that particular case. So that's why the question has been asked here, that which article of the Constitution of India safeguards one's right to marry the persons of one's choice. So what you need to do while what you can say for your revision, that actually इसके लिए कुछ revision वगैरह ऐसे नहीं होता. If you are reading newspapers regularly, and if there are any such what you can say the cases going on in the Supreme Court related to the fundamental rights, every year there is one such what you can say the case in the Supreme Court related to the fundamental rights. Now we can say that Varavara Rao's case is going on. There are certain cases related to the right to internet in the Jammu and Kashmir, again right to education in Kerala, where the governments are trying to ban some of the educational institute, what you can say the educational websites, right? So that is what is mentioned here. So I'm expecting questions related to that particular aspect of fundamental right of the people, or the what you can say citizens of India, to have a right to what you can say the information, or right to what you can say access to the internet. That is what is mentioned here. So here the answer Article 21 is correct. Fine. Article 19 also given, Article 21 is also given, Article 25. Anyways, Article 25 and Article 29 is wrong. there can be a confusion between Article 19 and Article 21, but right to marry the person of one's choice, obviously it will come under the personal liberty, which has been guaranteed by the Constitution of India to the citizens of India. Am I right? Take it. Going to the next question. Going to the next.
Yes, sir.
Here it is. They have explained also that it was related to the case of the Hadia, which is explained here. Then going to the next question. Yes, someone has unmuted. Can you please mute yourself? Okay, going to the next question. With reference to the land reforms in independent India, which one of the following statement is correct? So the question was related to the land reforms in independent India, not the earlier, because land reforms have been carried from the middle, or from the medieval India. Like even Alauddin Khilji had some land reforms, even Muhammad bin Tughlaq had some land reforms, Sher Shah Suri had some land reforms, Akbar had some land reforms, even during the British rule also, Lord Cornwallis also had some land reforms. But the question was related to what? With reference to the land reforms in independent India. Yes, you know, in this question you will realize that how UPSC framed the question. They do not make any mistake in while framing them. They are very specific while asking the question, because they have mentioned that land reforms in independent India, which one of the following statement is correct? The first statement is that sealing laws were aimed at family holdings and not individual holding. So which one is correct? ये पूछा गया था. So the sealing laws were aimed at family holding and not on individual holding. This is actually a wrong statement, because the sealing law, land sealing act, the what you can say, it has actually was aimed at the individual holding. Like if any one individual holding a large amount of land, then it would have been what we can say taken from that person, and it would have been given to the landless level, and landless, what we can say, the agricultural farmer. So that the first statement is wrong in that sense. You have to read the land reforms, because I know that questions have been asked about the land reforms as well. So I have not included in the land reform topic in my what you can say, the list of topics. You can add it by yourself, and you have to read the laws related to land reforms as well. It is resulted in cultivation of, second statement, the major aim of the land reform was providing agricultural land to all the landless. Now here there is again an ambiguity whether it is to all the landless or not. That is a question, but again we have to find out the more, what you can say, the correct answer. So we'll go to the next. First one is wrong, second can be correct, but as we know that which is mentioned here, that agricultural land to all the landless. So here again the questions, what you can say, there is one ambiguity here, but we'll go to the next statement. It resulted in cultivation of cash crop as a predominant form of cultivation. No, this is again a cash crop can be a, what you can say, a wrong statement. Third statement, the land reforms permitted no examination to the ceiling limits. The land reforms permitted no exemption to the ceiling limits. Yes, there were some exemptions also to the ceiling limit. So A, B, C, D, which one is correct? So most appropriate, it seems to me, is B again. But let's wait for the UPSC's official answer key, then we will see about it. But anyways, I don't think this question is related to polity. I guess this question should come under the economics topic and not under the polity topic. But as per Prunal, he put it in land reform, he put it in polity, because the land reform is again a political, what you can say, decision. But actually this question is related to the economic, right? Because in economy, the topic called that social and economic development. So making land reforms was one of the economic development of the India after the independence. Fine. So this question is easy. There is nothing difficult in it, right? समझ में आ गया, क्वेश्चन इजी है, यहाँ पे कुछ डिफिकल्ट नहीं है इस क्वेश्चन को आंसर फाइंड आउट करने. बस इतना है कि इन एग्जाम you need to maintain your temperament, what you can say, cool. You need to be, what you can say, you need to just keep yourself, what you can say, you need to keep yourself, what you can say, cool and calm, and read the statement, what you can say, carefully. You will get the answer. Fine. ठीक है, go to the next question. Someone was asking me a question, what is right issues? रुपाली, तू प्रश्न विचारला होते की right issues मध्ये आपल्याला नेमकं काय करायचं आहे. So here you can get the questions related to right issues कसे विचारले जातात, की under which schedule of the Constitution of India can the transfer of tribal lands to private parties for the mining be declared null and void, right? So options, like I have given you the topic today, like list of the important schedules in India. So you need to know which schedule has which provisions. Like, so third schedule is wrong statement, because third schedule do not talks about the tribal land. Then a ninth schedule is also wrong, because ninth schedule is about the land reforms. 12th schedule is about the urban, what you can see, urban, what you can say, the areas. So answer is fifth schedule, because we know that in fifth schedule, the protection have been given to some of the tribals in some of the important, what you can say, the northeastern tribal states like Tripura, Mizoram, and I guess Meghalaya also. Meghalaya is there, I don't know, but Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, and Mizoram is there, right? So it is very easy question, right? Because if you know which schedule has which provisions, you can easily find out the answer of this question. Yes, Chandrasekhar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any difficulty you're finding in the previous year question paper? Previous year question paper was also very, we can say, easy. The second question is 44th amendment to the Constitution of India introduced an article placing the election of the Prime Minister beyond the judicial review. Yes. So 44th constitutional amendment. So as I told you that there are certain important constitutional amendments which you need to study in detail. So I have given you the list of those important amendments today, and this is your topic today. So you need to know whether the 44th constitutional amendment has, what you can say, introduced an article placing the election of the Prime Minister beyond the judicial review. Second statement, yes, obviously, I don't think this provision is there in that 44th constitutional amendment. Second, the Supreme Court of India struck down the 99th amendment to the Constitution of India as being violative of the independence of judiciary. Yes. So we know that it is about the NJAC. This was a correct statement. So only 2 is the correct statement here. Fine. Any doubts about this question?
सर मोर ओवर हम ना ऐसे याद कर सकते हैं कि जो 42nd था अमेंडमेंट, उसने सारे ऐसे नेगेटिव काम किए. 44th अमेंडमेंट जितना था उसने सारे पॉजिटिव काम किए हैं. 42 सुधार किए.
Right. So
तो
yes,
हम
yeah,
ऐसा याद
that
कर
is the
सकते हैं कि
concept
नेगेटिव
of
नहीं
the
होता.
above issue. That is the concept, and that is what you are expected to understand or expected to realize while studying for UPSC. यस, जितने भी सारे पॉजिटिव चीजें हुई है वो 44th में हुई है, और जितने भी सारे नेगेटिव इन द सेंस यू कैन से दैट 42nd constitution amendment was what you can say passed in the parliament when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. And as we all know that Indira Gandhi was more like a Narendra Modi, like she used to, what you can say, have she used to like to have all the decision making power towards herself. So she tried to, what you can say, concentrate the power of the government into the executive, what you can say, the body. So all the decisions were taken in the 42nd amendment, where the state or the executive become more, what you can say, more, what you can say, the intervention in the society. जैसे हो रहा है, जैसे कि हम देख रहे हैं ना कि even in the current regime also we are seeing that कि many such decisions are being taken by the government where the citizens are not able to, what you can say, express their views in a free and fair manner. Like we have seen that recently, Prashant Bhushan, who has, what you can say, expressed his views on Twitter against the non-action of the judiciary into the current, what you can say, the situation of the COVID-19. So you know that such type of situation is there in India now. So same situation was there during the Indira Gandhi's regime. So all the negative aspects which can go against the basic value of the democracy of India that have been introduced in 42nd. Not all, but there were few provisions in the 42nd constitutional amendment which goes against the democratic value of the country. And 44th has tried to bring it back, to amend it back. Got it? Check it. Then going to the next question, how much time we have left, I don't know. We will discuss about the 9th schedule. Again, see, 9th schedule is again very important. What you can say, the schedule. The question have been asked about the 9th schedule. So 9th schedule was introduced in the Constitution of India during the prime ministership. It is a typing mistake here. That is prime membership. No, prime ministership of. So Jawaharlal Nehru, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Indira Gandhi, and Morarji Desai. In this question, majority of the candidates have marked Indira Gandhi in the exam, because it was Indira Gandhi who had, what you can say, taken a stern action against the Zamindars during her prime ministership. So many people have, what you can say, marked it as a Indira Gandhi, but actually the land reform was, the 9th schedule was introduced in the Constitution of India during the Jawaharlal Nehru's prime ministership only. Fine. ठीक है, इट इज अगेन अ फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन. अगर आपको पता है तो अटेंड करना है, अगर नहीं पता है, इस तरीके के जो फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन होते हैं, इट्स बेटर टू स्किप सच क्वेश्चंस इन द एग्जाम. फाइन. आप समझ में आ रहा है क्वेश्चन, व्हिच क्वेश्चंस नीड टू बी स्किप्ड एंड व्हिच क्वेश्चन नीड नॉट टू बी स्किप्ड? ऐसे अगर कोई फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं तो अगर आपको पता है तो अटेम्प्ट करिए, अगर नहीं पता इट्स बेटर टू skip because there are more chances of getting it what you can say wrong in such type of factual questions in the exam. ठीक है, question number 81. No high court shall have the jurisdiction to declare any central law to be constitutionally invalid. This statement is wrong. Even the high court also have the right to what you can say declare any law which is passed by the central legislature as a constitutionally what you can say the invalid. So the first statement is what you can say wrong. Second statement, that an amendment to the Constitution of India cannot be called into the question by the Supreme Court of India. It is also a wrong statement because we know that the Supreme Court of India have the power of judicial review. So as a part of the judicial review, the Supreme Court of India can also review the amendment of the Constitution of India, right? one more question. With reference to the Constitution of India, prohibition or limitations or provisions contained in the ordinary laws cannot act as the prohibitions or limitations on the constitutional powers under Article 142. So here you need to know what is Article 142. It could mean which of the following. Anyone knows what is Article 142 is related to? What is Article 142 is related to?
Supreme Court. So in order to do the complete justice, Supreme Court.
What power of the Supreme Court?
Sir, in order to do the complete justice, Supreme Court can take unprecedented steps. Even
Right.
it can direct some. It can direct to the legislature or executive.
Yeah. So someone has asked me a question few days back. What is the meaning of judicial activism? Now, judicial activism means what? We know that our Constitution of India has tried to keep a check and balance between three organs of the what we can say the governance, that is legislature, executive, and judiciary. But in spite of that, because they are not supposed to what we can say encroach in each upon what we can say the constitutional function. But if suppose the legislative body or the executive body, if they are not carrying out their business, they are not carrying out their functions as per the provisions given into the Constitution of India, then our Constitution has given the power to the judiciary to again intervene or to direct the legislative and executive body to fulfill their constitutional duties. So the limitations, so there are no limitations or there are no prohibitions on the judiciary to not to encroach upon or to not to intervene or not what you can say interfere in the functions of the legislative body and the executive body. Now why this question has been asked? Because we know that once the NJAC has been declared as unconstitutional by the Supreme Court of India, Arun Jaitley has written one blog on Facebook writing that the judiciary is trying to encroach upon the function of the legislative body, because the NJAC was created by the legislative body by passing a law with due procedure in the Parliament of India. So Arun Jaitley felt that judiciary is unnecessarily intervening in the functions of the legislation. So that is why the question has been asked at that time. So the decision taken by the Election Commission of India while discharging its duties cannot be challenged in any court of law. No, it is not like that. The decision taken by the Election Commission can be what you can say challenged in the court of law in Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court of India is constrained in the exercise of its powers by laws made by the Parliament. Then second is not constrained. Yes, the Supreme Court of India is not constrained in the exercise of its power by laws made by the Parliament. Second, in the event of grave financial crisis in the country, the President of India can declare financial emergency without the counsel from the cabinet. Yes. This is actually this is related to the Article 360 and not about 142. State legislature cannot make laws on certain matters without the concurrence of the union legislature. State legislature. Okay, this is also not correct. So yes, answer is okay. This question was bit what you can say a difficult question. Why? Because you need to know specifically that Article 142 is related to which particular article, so the aspect of the Constitution. But anyways, here you can easily find out because 142 is nothing what you can say no relate, because we know that Election Commission article is related is around 314 and 315. And again the financial crisis is around 360. The state legislature powers are in I guess in around 180 something. So the most what you can say the near about answer is Article B. And because we know that the Supreme Court's what I can say, the provisions in the Constitution of India is there from article, I guess from article 124 to around 150 something. I don't exactly remember, but on 124 to around 150, there are provisions related to the judiciaries. So in that sense, you can, what you can say, use your, what you can say, the knowledge, and you can find out the answer of this question. Got it? Even in the exam, you cannot recollect what article 142 is, but you can eliminate A, C, and D, and you can find out the answer. That is answer B is correct. Got it? How to find out the answer in the exam? समझ में आ रहा है?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, Gitanjali.
Sir, what was the suggestions of Raja Mannar committee regarding the government's appointment?
I don't know.
Sir,
Because
actually there
yeah,
was one
question,
question in
I know
2019.
question has been asked there. I know there is one question in 2019, but अगर ये question अगर आया
Sir,
होता तो yes.
Actually, we are discussing the pre-18 paper. So I want to ask you about the 19th because
not-
it was more factual.
This is not 19. I think we are not discussing the 19 question. It is not 2019 question.
Sir, actually there was given like pre-18 set A question 46 and all.
Okay. So I thought I am discussing 2019 question paper.
So
Okay.
that's why I have told you
Okay.
earlier.
Okay. It is pre-18. Okay, check. Let me go for the 2019. Okay. Okay, no problem. We'll do one thing. We will discuss 2019 question paper tomorrow. I will give 1 hour completely to the 2019 questions. Fine, Gitanjali, because tomorrow we don't have any topics to discuss because tomorrow is the last day of revision. So we will discuss the questions in tomorrow's session. Fine.
Yes. Sir.
Why 2019 questions have not been given in any website? Is it because it was too difficult to solve? ठीक है, चलिए tomorrow we will discuss. I will take out the 2019 question paper PDF. We will segregate the polity questions and we will discuss it in the tomorrow's class. Fine.
Yes.
Chile. So we are running out of time. It's almost 12:11. I don't want to take much of your time because it's revision time for all of you. So we'll stop here. We'll meet tomorrow again for discussing the 2019 question paper. Fine. Chaliye, so keep
Yes,
the
sir.
tempo
Yes,
of
sir.
revision.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so keep revising, keep studying. Do not, what you can say, lose hopes. Hope so ki situation will be good and exam will be conducted on the 4th of October. Fine. Even if it is not conducted on 4th of October, be happy because we will get more time to revise it again. Because मुझे लगता है कि now you are getting an idea how to prepare for UPSC exam. तो अभी आपको idea आ रही है तो you will get more time for what you can say revise as per the actual demand of the UPSC exam. Fine. चलिए. Yes, Naveen, any doubts you want to ask?
No, sir. No.
ठीक है, चलिए. So yes, we will stop here. We'll meet tomorrow.
Okay, sir.